morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming today. My name is Rino. These are my co-presenters, Emiko and Chigusa. Today, we'd like to talk about Japanese lunchbox. Do you know Bento? Bento means Japanese lunchbox. You know, this is American lunchbox. However, Japanese lunchbox is like this. It's totally different, isn't it? Bento is related to Japanese everyday life and unique culture. First of all, I'll explain homemade bento.
Next, I explain konbini bento. Finally, I'll explain about plain bento.
Shall we start? In this presentation, I'll talk about three main points. First, what homemade bento is. Second, bento's history. Third, character bento that is becoming popular. I'll start by first topic. Please look at this picture. What do you think about this picture? Bento is no candy, no junk food, no fatty food, and no empty space. What makes a good bento? Bento should be well balanced and beautiful. The typical bento consists of half of rice and several side dishes. The ratio of fish or meat to vegetables should be 1 to 2. And also, the appearance of bento should be arranged colorful ingredients. It's important to see 5 colors in your bento. For example, white is rice, black is seaweed, red is tomato, green is broccoli, yellow is egg. That will ensure healthy balance of nutrients as well as a pretty presentation. Next, I'll show you bento items. There are 3 styles of popular bento boxes in Japan. First, plastic bento box is the most popular in the world. However, Japanese people will buy matching chopsticks and a bag because people really care about the appearance. Wooden bento box. Wood absorbs extra moisture, so you can keep fresh food. Thermal lunch jar, I have used it. It keeps food warm even when it's cold outside. There are many pretty bento accessories. If you can use colorful picks or wrappers, your bento will be prettier and more attractive. Bento cups are used to keep side dishes apart. This is amazing cup. So you can eat the whole cup. This is made of seaweed. Can you see the design in the seaweed? Yes. So you can cut the seaweed and make a design. It's essential to pack not only meals, but also full of love is very important. Every Japanese has precious memory. For my experience, when I took the entrance exam, I opened a bento from my mother. Then I found the message that say, "Do your best." I almost cry. And also, this is birthday bento. So I would say bento is one of the tools to show love for Japanese people. Now we will move on second topic, the history of bento. Before 13th century, people only ate simple rice bowl. Then Japanese culture became sophisticated. 16th century, before I mentioned, wooden bento box are served at cherry blossom parties and tea ceremonies. In 60,000, makunouchi bento are introduced. This is the beginning of the traditional bento style. In 2005, character bento has become a social phenomenon. I'll tell you later. Another trend, bento danshi. Danshi means men. Men make their own bento. However, it's a little bit strange for Japanese people because normally only women, such as mother, make a bento. For this reason, recently the economic condition is the worst. So many men want to save money. Along with the new trend, Bento Day has started in the elementary school. So on these days, students have to prepare own bento. So they will find out how hard it is, and they feel a sense of gratitude to their mothers. Next, let's move on my final topic, character bento. Do you recognize food dishes? Yes, we need a pour. I interviewed one of the character bento lovers. She said it takes about 30 to 60 minutes to make it. Making normal bento takes about 15 minutes, so it's quite long. According to a study, some children don't care for vegetables. However, Japanese mothers hope to get children to eat vegetables. So character bento is one of the ways to solve this problem. You know, Japanese children really love character bento. And also, mothers enjoy making character bento. So why? You know, it takes a long time to make it. Let's look at 3 reasons. First, of course, mother wants to make children happy. Second, on blogs or Facebook, they can enjoy showing off the original bento. And the third reason, some food company has held the bento contest. So the winner can get the wonderful prize. In conclusion, homemade bento is a visual presentation. Japanese people feel love from bento. You can carry it whenever you want. Thank you for listening. Next, Emiko will talk about konbini bento.
Thank you, Rino. Now, I will talk about konbini bento. It's modern Japanese lunch boxes. Today, I would like to 3 main topics. First is kinds of konbini bento. Second is rice ball, onigiri. Third is comparison with homemade bento. First of all, I will talk about konbini bento general information. Konbini bento means convenience store abbreviation words. It is popular to use abbreviation words in Japanese. And there are many choices at convenience store. And konbini bento is one of popular lunch style today. Now, I'll talk about kinds of konbini bento. Typical style bento is makunouchi bento. It started middle of Edo period, 1692 to 1779. To watch play at the theater was very popular. During intermission, people ate bento. Intermission is called makuai in Japanese, so the bento was called makunouchi bento. This is Makunouchi Bento. Makunouchi Bento usually include rice and fried food, meat, fish for main dishes, and egg, Japanese pickles, Japanese vinaigrette food, boiled seasoned vegetables, and vegetables for sub-dishes. As I said, at convenience store, there are many choices. These are normal bento. As I said, this is Makunouchi Bento. You know 7-Eleven, right? If you go to Japanese 7-Eleven, you can buy this bento. Please look up next to Makunouchi Bento. This is Nori Bento. Nori Bento is also typical bento style. However, this bento includes marine products such as fried white fish and chuba roll boiled fish paste tempura and sweetened soy sauce seaweed. And these are healthy bento. This bento includes 1 Saturday vegetables, and this rice is grain rice. And this bento is non-fried pork bento, and this pork was broiled instead of fried. And also, this rice is low-calorie rice. So this bento more healthy than normal bento. There are many other choices, such as sushi, sandwich, soup, salad, gratin. What kind of bento do you want to try? Now let's move on. Rice ball onigiri. Rice ball is called onigiri in Japanese. It's good for breakfast and lunch and snack, and it's very easy to eat. So onigiri is similar to sandwich. Typical onigiri shape is 2 types, and one is triangle, the other is straw bale. It's different to area. At east side of Japan, triangle is popular. At Warring States period, onigiri was soldier food and it was easy to grasp. On the other hand, at west side of Japan, straw bale was popular, and as I explained, people watched play at the theater and people ate Makunouchi Bento, and inside of Makunouchi Bento, there are straw bale shaped onigiri, and it was easy to pick up with chopsticks. So the history related today. However, konbini bento typical onigiri shape is usually triangle because it is easy to make shape at factory and looks bigger than straw bale, and it is easy to carry factory to convenience store. Alternatively, like this. Now I introduce popular ingredients. The best one is tuna mayonnaise. Tuna mayonnaise is called tuna mayo, and tuna mayo is also abbreviation word. And second is ume, Japanese plum pickles. And third is salmon. And fourth is sea tangos. And tuna mayo is also popular among foreigners. So if you find tuna mayo onigiri, please try it. Onigiri price is about 100 yen to 200 yen. It's about $1 to $2. It's more reasonable than bento. And onigiri often have sale. And onigiri is appropriate for light meal. So people familiar with konbini onigiri. Now let's compare with homemade bento. Homemade bento price is less than $1, And konbini bento price about $3 to $6. As Rino said, homemade bento is totally safe. However, konbini bento include a lot of food additives because it's for keep fresh and avoid from spoiling. And homemade bento can adjust salt and oil. However, konbini bento use too much oil and salt because it is for everyone can taste it. And homemade bento can care nutrition balance. However, konbini bento sometimes imbalance, such as only meat and rice and no vegetables. However, why people buy konbini bento? Because people such as workers and students are busy, and sometimes mother overslept or catch a cold, then mother can't make homemade bento. In conclusion, there are many choices of bento at convenience store, and konbini bento is very good price, and convenience store sell new bento each week, so very useful and enjoyable and attractive. Konbini bento, how convenient. However, people should think about how to use konbini bento. Thank you for listening. Next, Chigusa explain train bento.
Thank you, Emiko. Good evening, everyone. My name is Chigusa. I'd like to talk about train bento, ekiben. Look at this picture. Where is this? America. Of course, America. This is Grand Central Station in New York City. Last March, Japan Week was held there, and ekiben was sold. Ekiben is, eki means train stations, ben means bento, lunchbox. So ekiben is lunchbox people could buy at the train stations. So I'll tell you about everything about ekiben and the ekiben's unique point. First of all, I'll tell you everything about ekiben. History of ekiben has started from Meiji era, 1868 to 1912. After first Japanese train was opened, people started to eat bento on the train. And then some people began to sell bento at the train stations. It's the beginning of ekiben. So first ekiben was made in 1885. It had just two rice balls with black sesame and yellow pickled radish. It's very simple, isn't it? Next, the way to buy ekiben was different from now. There are tachiuri-san, there are Japanese vendor, so almost all of the train stations had them. So they raised their voice and said, "Bento, bento," at the train stations. So they were symbol of ekiben. Also, passengers could buy ekiben from the train's window. So passengers didn't need to get off, just opening the window and call tachiuri-san, and they could buy ekiben. However, opening the window is prohibited, so the population of tachiuri-san was decreased. So there are only less than 10 tachiuri-san in Japan now. So many people, including me, have never seen them at the train stations. So are you wondering how to buy ekiben without tachiuri-san? We usually have ekiben stores at the train stations. So if people wanted to buy ekiben, many people would go there, and some people use reservation by internet or phone. The cost of Ekiben is more expensive than Konbini Bento. So as Emiko said, Konbini Bento is $3 to $6, but Ekiben is $8 to $15. Do you want to buy Ekiben? Also, we have Ekiben contest. It started at Keio department store in Tokyo from 1963. So in Keio department store's case, it's held every February. And it's very famous and very popular, so there are a lot of people and crowded. However, they can see and buy 250 kinds of Ekiben, and which came from whole countries. So there are many kinds of Ekiben in Japan. So north of Japan, Hokkaido to south of Japan, Okinawa, we can buy Ekiben. The total is 4,000 kinds of Ekiben in this year. So I've told you about definition of Ekiben. So next, I'll tell you unique Ekiben. One of the unique points of Ekiben is kakegami. It's the paper of Ekiben. So before eating, we have to take off. But Bento don't have like this paper. So this paper shows the food, the times, and the area. Look at this paper. This paper shows the food. Of course, as you can see, this bento is a chicken Ekiben. And this paper shows the times. It was drawn during World War II for recruiting soldiers. And this paper shows the area, so it was drawn symbol of the area. Also, Ekiben has season, so each season has each good food. So Ekiben uses the food. One example, in winter, Japanese people like to eat raw oysters, so there are a lot of Ekiben to use raw oysters. And this is the most interesting fact of Ekiben. So Ekiben is made in each area or each city. So inside of the food inside of Ekiben is grown in the area. For example, Akashi City is near my hometown and near ocean, and it's famous for octopus. So the Ekiben use fresh octopus. In conclusion, Ekiben is the Japanese original culture, and if people ate their hometown's Ekiben, they could visualize their hometown. And Bento's, our image is homemade bento. So as Rino said, bento is one of the life memories. So from these reasons, while eating Ekiben, we feel happy. Thank you for listening. As a whole group conclusion, bento is a part of Japanese life. Also, it's important and integral. Also, bento is a Japanese traditional culture, but people develop the culture and create new cultures.
Thank you for listening.
Does anyone have any questions? Yes.
Homemade bento on the train, or do you have to buy train bento?
Could you say again?
Homemade
Home.
on the train, or do you have to buy bento at the train station to take on the train? Is homemade bento allowed on the train?
So when people buy ekiben, they go to far away. So usually homemade bento is for school or for job. Yeah, is it okay?
Yes.
How do students in Japan make their food warm at school?
Could you say again?
How do students make their food warm? And how do students make their food warm
The question is how to warm up bento at schools.
Before I mentioned, the thermal lunch jar can keep food warm. So others bento can't keep food warm. So
Yes.
So you said there are lots and lots of kind of bentos. So what kind of bentos would you recommend for us?
The question is what kind of bento do we recommend? Recently, convenience store tried to make healthy bento, so I recommend healthy bento. So there are many healthy bentos such as using grain rice and include a lot of vegetables and less oil and salt. So if you find, please try it.
So do you all know how to make bentos? Is there a bento school? Or does Mizugawa teach you how to make bentos?
The question is, do we know how to make bento, and does Mukogawa have how to make bento? We know how to make bento, so we learned from my mother, and Rino can make bento by herself because she living alone, and Mukogawa have optional class, sometimes have optional class, cooking class, and if we join optional class, we can learn how to make bento. The last question.
I'm wondering, what is the best bento you've ever eaten in your life?
The question is what is the best bento for us?
My mother's bento. I love mother's.